Hey, welcome back. I'm Michael Janda. In this video, we're going to talk about the things that you need to have defined and in place to have a successful business. Let's check it out. When I started my business, it was like completely organic. 2002, I didn't know anything about business. I didn't have a business degree. I was just good at my craft, at design, and I was good at customer relationships, and clients started to come and ask me to do work for them. And that started to grow over time, but I didn't consciously define my business until years and years later. And in this video, I'm going to give you the structure that you need to have in place to build your creative business with intention right out of the gate. So, what's inside of a successful creative business? Here's everything you need. First, you need to have a vision of what it is you're trying to create. What's your vision? What kind of business do you want to build? Who's building that kind of business now? You've got to have a defined objective of what this thing is going to look like when you're done building it. What is the business you're trying to create? Create a vision. Next, we want to define some goals and objectives. What are the things that you want to accomplish? I had goals for certain monetary goals. I wanted to earn X amount of dollars in my business. I wanted to build $1 million. I wanted to build $2 million. I wanted to have a staff of 15. I wanted to win certain awards. I had all of that defined, those goals and objectives that I had. I defined them intentionally from the start. You need a financial plan for your business. How are you going to sustain this business? The financial plan should have a certain quantity of money in the bank. It should have money for a rainy day. It should be a clear understanding of your cost to do business and how much you need to earn to cover those costs. All of that needs to be defined. What's your financial plan to sustain your business over time? You need to define your target customer. Who are you targeting? Who are you trying to reach? And then after you know who you're targeting, what are their most common problems, their pain points that you're trying to solve with your business? And then what products and services do you have in place that solve those problems? So those three are kind of tied together. Who's your target customer? What are their common problems? And what products and services do you have in place that solve those problems? You need to have an in-depth knowledge of industry trends. You need to be forward thinking. Watch the trends inside of the different industries that you serve. Where are things going? And start thinking ahead. I messed this up at my agency. When social media started to take off in kind of the mid 2010, 2011, 12 range, I didn't start offering social media design, creative management services right out of the gate. Stupid. I should have, because that was a trend that was going to go somewhere that businesses need. I also missed the trend of apps. Gosh, when the iPhone came out and the App Store became a thing, I didn't jump in that and say, okay, we're going to start creating apps for our clients. I messed up. Now, we had other things that we were targeting, and we were growing during that time. But man, if I would have leveraged those two trends when they were happening, I needed to pay closer attention to industry trends and pivot my business for those. So you've got to watch those trends in your business and pivot when those things happen. You need to understand your competitors and have a positioning strategy against those competitors. Who are the primary competitors that you have? Name 3 or 4 of them, and then understand where they're positioned in the marketplace and how you can differentiate yourself from them. You need to have marketing taglines, statements, marketing messaging that you can use on your website, in your social media, in marketing videos, in elevator pitches and conversations with clients. You need to have some messaging in place so that you can speak articulately about your business. You need a style for your visual brand, a logo, a color palette, typography. You have to have a visual style So when people see your marketing, they're like, oh, I've seen that before. I know those people. That's that creative agency. You need some marketing materials in place to gain exposure. Things like a website, social media handles. Choose one social media and try and build an audience there. You need to have marketing elements in place. We had business cards. We had little brochures and things. We had some signage and stuff, posters in our office. All of those were part of our marketing collateral. You need a sales strategy to find and sell clients. You've defined your target audience. Now, where are those people? We're going to go find those people and we're going to sell them effectively. You need a process to track opportunities and clients. This is a CRM or a client relationship management tool or customer relationship management tool. CRM, we used one called Pipedrive that I recommend. Low cost, super effective. You put all your clients in there and it helps you manage your contact with them and manage opportunities. Get something like that in place. You need a strategy for pricing your products and services. How much are you going to charge? What's your profit margin on those things when you charge the rate that you charge? You've got to understand where your pricing comes from and a strategy to maximize profitability on the work that you perform. You need proposal templates to use in your sales process. Templates are just default designed documents that you can swap out some information to be able to propose new work to new clients. Get some proposal templates in place. On top of that, you also need contract templates. Once the client signs off on the proposal, then it's time to contract them. You need to get some contract templates in place that you can use to secure work and create a mutually advantageous agreement between you and your client. You need a production task list for every type of service that you offer. When somebody buys a new logo design project from you, they hire you for that. What happens first? Then what happens? 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 A task list of checklist system that says this is what happens first, then this, then this, then this, and you check it off as you go. These production task lists will become your ability to replicate yourself using other designers in the future. And they'll create a consistent experience from one project to the next and one client to the next. You need some production software in place to manage projects. We used Teamwork at my agency. You've also got Basecamp and Monday.com and ClickUp and a variety of other project management software that you can use to run your creative business. Put something like that in place. Don't try and manage your business through emails. You need a post-project review and upsell process. So the post-project, you finish a project and then you review its success and you ask yourself a couple questions. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? And the things we did right, how do we replicate those to do them right every time? The things we did wrong, how do we change our business to never let that happen again? And then, how do we upsell the client into new products and services after we're done with the project? You finish a logo project. Are you going to try and upsell the client into a brand management engagement of some kind where you're managing the design of their brand over time? You should be. Are you finishing a website project and then upselling the client into some kind of a website maintenance agreement? You should be. There are ways that you can upsell those clients so that you're not just doing one project and then the client goes away. You want to keep that relationship going over time. You need financial management and software processes. How are you going to manage the finances of your business? You need bank accounts. You need a QuickBooks account. You need to understand some accounting fundamentals. You need a strategy for tracking and analyzing business data. Now, the data lives inside of some of these tools. It lives inside of your project management tool. It lives inside of your CRM. It lives inside of your QuickBooks account or your financial management account. Most of the most valuable data that I tracked on my business lived inside of some spreadsheets that I put in place. You've got to understand the data of your business and have a place where you track that data and analyze it on a regular basis. Next, you need a strategy for hiring and scaling your business. When are you going to hire? What types of people are you going to hire? How are you going to transition from just you into more people in the future to scale your offering? And then the final thing, which is what a lot of people aren't thinking of, but you got to have an exit strategy. When is this business done? Are you just going to work in this thing forever? Or are you going to have this be something that you're trying to build to sell in the future, or build until you generate a certain amount of money and then wind it down, or build it so that you can transition it into some other kind of business in the future? What's your exit strategy? You got to start thinking about that at the beginning when you're building a business. I always thought it would be cool to sell my business. I thought that long before my business was something that was sellable. I thought that a year or two in. I thought, okay, maybe I'll build this up and sell it someday. That'd be cool. And about 7 years in, I started working with a business broker at one point, trying to sell my business. Had some bad offers. It was during the recession, 2009, 2010. Didn't take any of those offers, but I did end up selling my business in 2015. It was part of the mindset I had of my exit strategy someday, to sell my agency, merge it into another business, and then have a new opportunity with that new business. And that's exactly what happened. So what is your exit strategy? Start thinking about it early in your business, not after you've ground it out for 25 years. All right, so that's a summary of all the things you need to have in place to strategize and structure and plan a creative business. I hope this video helps you. If you want to learn more about building a creative business, check out my course, The Ultimate Freelance Course, at theultimatefreelancecourse.com. I have inside that course all of my strategy tools, my data tools, my contracts and proposals, and my sales pitches and templates, and just, it's so chock full of everything you need to run a creative business. Feel free to check it out at theultimatefreelancecourse.com, or just start working on this stuff yourself. You've got the list. Get going.